I should have paused it instead of the end of the live stream, but just to give a briefing as to what happened. So I was doing a live stream, and basically, Jake pulls up behind me. Decent officer, he cool. But I'm sending my car at the apartment complex, and basically he was saying, some people sit in their cars and they smoking marijuana. Some people they sit in their cars and they're really casing the place out. So, long story short, he was just giving me the heads up, like, look, we rather, for people not to really be in their cars like that. But just to continue on with the live stream, I'm okay. Like I said, I probably shouldn't have ended the live stream, but I didn't know how that was gonna turn out. But like I said, Jake pulls up behind me. But that's a spirit also, because I was said before there's a victory, a demon comes. Now I'm not saying Jake was a demon, but hey, it interrupted the live stream. You see. So, but he was a cool officer. Hey, we follow peace with all men. It's no resistance. It's no aggression. It's yes sir, no sir. But the water, sister, the water. But he was just cool. Let me know that some people actually sit in their cars and they up to no good. But he knew that I lived here. But like I said, that did interrupt the live stream, and those things happen. But moving forward, with that being said, this probably be the last live stream where I get out my apartment and sit in the car. I'd probably just keep doing them at the park, or I find somewhere in my apartment to do the live stream, or recording. But when I just want to say this, when I do sit in my car, it's like nighttime therapy for me. It's just nighttime therapy. Like I said, the officer was cool, but through the spirit, we know that kind of interrupted the flow. But going back to the live stream and the topic, before there's a victory, all right, there's a demon. Before there's a victory, there's a demon, man, okay? And it's in your mind. And before we overcome Babylon, before brothers overcome the woman in the red dress, we have to overcome our minds. And the Most High created it that way. All right, when we had the getting victory over the beast, it starts with our minds. There's a reason why Yahweh Shai, all right, there's a reason why Yahweh Shai had Peter walk on water, man. But then Peter realized what he was doing. He was like, oh, crap, man, I'm walking on water. Then he sunk, all right? Because it's all in here. The first form of power is your belief in Yahweh Shai. Hey, the water, sister, you had the angels around you. Hey, Kahalam like Yahweh Shai, Hey, Kahalam like Yahweh Shai, man. Like I said, I wouldn't even ended the live stream, but I just didn't know how it was gonna turn out, how long I was gonna be out of commission or whatever. So, but through the spirit and power, how about my side? Hey, I'm here. But we have things to overcome, man. We have shackles to break loose in our minds. Even the other day when I did a lesson through the spirit about, brothers and sisters to start trying new things, these do-it-yourself projects, things that don't when you actually put your foot forth to achieve some of those things and try, you're going to have demons in your mind that create fear of failure, man. All right? It's the reason why we woke up to Israelites, but then we didn't get saved immediately after, man. We have an odyssey to complete, man. Like a journey, a rough journey. And it's things that we have to overcome. All right? We have to overcome our feelings. You might have an issue with a brother and you just feel ultra uncomfortable with pulling him to the side and talk to him because the spirits be all in your mind, just making you think it is something bigger than what it is. You worried about the reaction, all right? Or just in the flesh, it is outside your comfort zone. Because, hey, we've been emasculated here, man. All right? And that's a common temptation. Because you don't want to be petty. But then if you don't deal with it, then the demons start cooking in your mind, man. All right? But all that's going on inside your head, man. All right? These demons, they deal with false realities, man. But the reason why it's so powerful, because your emotions get tied into it. Those what ifs scenarios that conjure up in your mind, it's an emotion tied to those what if scenarios, which creates that fear. But you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, you have to learn to walk into it, man. And walk into that fear. All right? The same way a lion embrace his opponents or his opposition. He runs into it, man. Or like how he runs into his prey, man. All right? And the scripture says the righteous are bold as a lion, man. Now, this is not to be blindly bold or bold without discernment and put yourself in a position where you're incarcerated, you're in prison, or you put to death because you were being bold without discernment. All right, sometimes, like one of the 4 virtues of wisdom is prudence. A prudent man foresee the evil. So you got to have that discernment to know when to be prudent and fall back from a confrontation, fall back from doing certain things, man. All right? Fall back from doing certain things because it could, the outcome and the way you can determine if you should do something or not. If this gonna risk your freedom, don't do it. If this will risk your life, don't do it. It's simply put. If it's gonna hurt you more than help you, don't do it. But if it's something that, you know, get you to the next level, you know, it's gonna be outside your comfort zone. All right? Sometimes the things the Most High wants you to do is the very thing your flesh is trying to pull you from, man. All right? You know how many brothers came into this truth and came into these camps and they had a demon that told them that they weren't worthy to speak. They weren't worthy to bring out scriptures. Because a demon basically telling them, nigga, you can't read. You can't read like these guys. You ain't like them. You can't read, your stuttering ass. That's a demon, man. I'm laughing because, you know, it's an illusion. Because I'm a stutter. I'm a spit when I talk. You gonna mess up over word. It happens. But a demon to get inside your mind and be like, see, I told your ass don't read. But those brothers eventually overcame it. Now there's some powerful, bold readers. You know? They're powerful, bold readers, but those demons are put, you know, and we've had demons lingering from when we were in the world. We had demons lingering when we was in the world. Like, nigga, you ugly. You know, you got demons thinking you, because you might have been you might not have been a ladies' man in elementary, but now you 26 with a poor self-esteem, man. Don't look none like you did in elementary. Don't look none like you did in middle school, but that poor self-esteem is still there, man. An Israelite with poor self-esteem, that's really, I would think that that's a phenomenon that happens in Babylon, man. All right? And it's another lesson I want to do. This society made us not homosexuals a lot. This society made Jake metrosexuals, man. Metrosexual. If you look up the word metro, it goes back to mother, but it goes back to the city. Because the city was made like a woman. That's why when it comes to language, a city is personified as a woman, but Jake is a metrosexual, man. Because Jake is an elite when it comes to fashion. But a lot of Jakes born and raised in these inner cities, all they know is fashion. All they know is the perfect hairline, all right? All right, the perfect haircut, the perfect marred beard. So they got a beard, but it's marred, all right? The perfect skinny jeans, all right? Jake got the perfect shiny car, which is nothing wrong with maintaining your car or keeping it clean. But that's all Jake know. So really, you're a metrosexual. Really, it's like you're feminine. It's like feminine, man. You're really in the feminine frame. Because women, they confidence and they pride comes from their hair, man. Their glory is their hair. But you know, Jake, your frame and your masculinity really comes from being competent. And you and having confidence in your ability to do things, man. And that comes from overcoming challenges. You see? But here it is, your woman can't change the tire, and you can't change the tire. You know? Your woman can't fight off, well, I ain't gonna say fight, because Jake fight in the cities. But here it is, your woman can't do certain manly things, but you can't do certain manly things. And now the masculine and feminine is all messed up. Because really, you know how the hell, you got so-called swagger, for whatever the modern word for swagger is. Jake got that, but that you're a mannequin. You ain't got nothing besides your little thing you got, man. All right? So in this truth, brothers have to unplug from that metrosexual spirit, man. All right? That metrosexual spirit where the only thing you really care about is your looks, man. This truth is raw masculinity. And don't get me wrong, we are regal and we are aristocrats and brothers are royal and brothers have nice things. There's nothing wrong with that. But that shouldn't be your fucking existence, man. All right? Because you got brothers who they got that, right? But they're not responsible. So you gotta know how to have a balance, man. But we unplug it from that, man. And the reason why the spirit is bringing this out, I believe, because we about to lose all this shit anyway. A lot of it, we're gonna lose this convenience of the city, man. Well, you know, Jake can't hunt, fish, or farm or nothing. They just depend on the city, the grid. Well, hey, the grid about to choke you out unless you have an MOTB. It's getting harder and harder to shop using cash, man. I had to go from one end of Walmart to the other end of Walmart to the self-checkout that took cash. They was like, nah, these don't take cash, but you go way over there on this side of the store where they take cash. You know, I'm like, damn, man. You know, so you know what that's being gradualized to. You see? So the Most High is unplugging us from being sons of Rome, being byproducts of Rome. All right, being a Greco-Roman Israelite, man. All right? All you know is rap. All you know is Eve or Keisha. All you know is these traditions that you picked up in captivity, but ultimately you don't know your heritage, man. And there's levels to our heritage. All right? It's not just wearing fringes and having a beard, man. All right, but let me get back on topic. Let me get these scriptures that the brothers got out, man. All right. St. John 15:19. If you were of the world will love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. O my people, this is the other scripture, 2 Ezra 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And we're gonna be as pilgrims, man. But you just so happen to have something called backpackers, man. Where he does this for fun. You know, he'll take off for this. Him and his buddy go backpacking on some trail. Or they might go bike packing where they have a bicycle, but they got the book bag with the tent and the blanket with them. All right, and they got their little food. But I like that spirit, man. All right, but backpackers, they're basically pilgrims. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we're learning the earth again, and we're learning that, you know, Esau's way is not the only way. Like a lot of flowers in your local environment, you could pick up an app in your phone, and you could take a picture of that flower and find out if it's edible. You can find out the medicinal benefits. All right, you can sustain yourself well, in part off flowers. Like the daisy, the Lyre sage, all right? Just different ones, man. Those common flowers that you see, a lot of them are medicines that you can make it to tinctures, that you can make it to salves, that you can make it to teas, or you can just eat them. You know? Because if you got to jump out there right now, you got to get the first thing that's feasible to get. You know? It's a process to, you know, start fishing and all that. But you want to get the flowers, the nuts. Hey, but hey, Amma Aratazah, Mother Earth provides through Yahweh Bashmal Shai. You see? But when all you know is the city, it does make you to a metrosexual, man. We were all metrosexuals, man. Most of us, because to a certain extent or another, that's part of black culture is being clean. New shoes, fresh line. You know, but you, as a man, you lacking these manly mechanisms that makes you a man. And our women, for lack of better words, they become mannequins because all they know is just how to be pretty too. But Eve over here on OnlyFans and Eve on Instagram, she ain't cooking like that. She doesn't know how to order her house. You see the little nappy head baby in the background, but it's no family structure. This is something not natural going on with Eve. They're all on these social media sites and they have babies as though if they had a baby without a man having sex with them. They just have babies. All right. But nonetheless, Deuteronomy 28 does tell you that, you know, they have an evil eye. The Israelite man and a woman will have an evil eye towards each other. All right. Then it also say, hey, our wife should be a harlot in the city. So yeah, our baby mamas, if brothers have baby mamas, she got our little one, but she being an attention whore on social media, or she's having these encounters with Jakes. Hey, that's the fulfillment of prophecy. Not too much we can do except hasten the days. That's part of the bitterness. All right. But going back to the original topic, man. All right, it's always a demon to overcome before a victory. And when I say a victory, I don't even mean at the point of the hour of the temptation, because that's like a demon in itself. All right. But also just in your day-to-day life, when you start to leave a certain mind frame and transcend into a more superior mind frame, you're going to meet obstacles along the way, and it's spiritual. But also you're going to realize the demon is in your mind. Your flesh and your nature is like a demon. And it's set up for you to destroy yourself, man. So best believe when you make an effort to let go of certain vices, certain addictions, don't be surprised if you have a dream about some of those vices. Don't be surprised that you're indulging in some of those addictions are in your dreams, because that demon is making an effort to turn you back on to that, man. Because it's an impediment between you and your Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. So yeah, you could drink liquor, but you know, if you go too much doing it, and then you let's say you go on a cleanse, don't be surprised if you have a dream and a demon is trying to trick you to thinking that you're back over drinking again, which is nothing wrong with drinking, but it's something called excess. Or when you was in the world, you might have been blowing marijuana, but now you came into the truth and you stopped doing it, you stopped smoking. Don't be surprised if you have a dream that you're smoking marijuana. Anything that inhibits you from getting closer to your power, best believe there are demons that they want to trick your mind and keep you hooked on it, man. All right? Don't be surprised, man. All right? When you make an effort to learn something, to do something that's going to get you closer to the Most High, all right, don't be surprised if you meet a roadblock, man. All right, or anything that'll really change your perception of yourself in a positive way. Don't be surprised if you run into some type of doubt in your mind or some type of fear, man. All right, because the Most High created us to be warriors. The house of David are warriors, but the first thing you gotta dominate and conquer is really you, man. All right, that's the first thing you gotta dominate and subdue. And that's the first battle. The first battle is within. You got to win within. You know? But going back to, hey, this society, hey, man, we got to get our manhood back, man. And that's not to say every brother should quit their job and start backpacking. And you got to use good sense, man. But it's good to play with little projects and, you know, in your spare time, deal with certain things, because you don't know to what extent the Most High might have you dealing with it, man. And even if you don't have to be put out there as a pilgrim, you know, why would you want to 100% depend on your ops, man? Why would you want to 100% depend on the man that you cursing out, man? All right? The Most High created the planet Earth for our sustenance, man. There's a point that this lady, Dr. Shahrazad Ali, all right? And I'm quite sure y'all familiar with Dr. Shahrazad Ali. She had that book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding a Black Woman. But she also wrote a book called The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding a Black Man. And one of the things that she said in that book that resonated with me was that she said that the so-called black man, one second. She said the so-called black man, all right, basically he's a consumer, and he's always depending on what the so-called white man can create for him, because he believes in his mind that the so-called white man can create it better. Society can create it better. But the so-called black man never, and I say black, Hispanic, and Native American because we're all Israelites, but he never took it upon himself to make his own sustenance, man. For example, he never took it upon himself to sew his own socks. The so-called black man never took it upon himself to make his own underwear, sew his own pants, all right? He doesn't think like that, because he's born into a world where he feels that or society or Esau can make it for him, and they can make it better. All right. But it just so happens that we invented everything, man. So that what she said resonated with me, because I was like, damn, I never thought about sewing my own socks. And me personally, I'm kind of geared to being more crafty like that, man. All right. But Jake never, and now it's the better, now is no other better time to do it but now, because you could learn anything from a YouTube tutorial. You know, Jake never took it upon himself. Jake crazy about shoes. Jake, you can make your own shoes. You can make your own socks. You can make your own underwear, man. Or your woman can practice stuff like that. You got a woman. All right. To the point where you have options now. You don't just have to depend on Esau Edom, man. There's a reality to having a nation within yourself. When you have a sovereign nation, you're not dependent on your enemy or another nation for your survival or for your sustenance, because you have men and women within that nation who are skilled in producing for that nation. Okay? And, you know, when you do that, that's a certain level of assurance that you have that you can never get within this society. And it's more superior than having accolades within this society, man. All right? Well, you can utilize the earth for your sustenance and for your people. All right, nobody can take that from you, man. All right? But best believe when you embrace certain things, you pursue certain things, it's beneficial to your spirit, beneficial to who you are as a man or a woman. Best believe you're going to embrace demons, man. All right, that's part of it, man. All right, you might wake up in the middle of the night and start reading the word, but when you go back to sleep, you might get held down by a demon, man. Or you make an effort to read, now you sleepy, you want to watch the apostles teaching or a brother teaching. Now all of a sudden you sleeping. You just watched highlights from the NBA or NFL and you was wide awake, you know? But now you want to watch the apostles, now you starting to go to sleep. That's a demon, man. All right? And one of the biggest demons I know is a demon that makes you want to feel inferior, man. It's a demon that causes self-doubt. And it's the illusion in your mind that you're small. And this Esau Edom started with Amalek. All right, he pushed that in the media, man. He wants the 12 tribes to think that they're insignificant, man. Whether it's the man or the woman. Something called gaslight, man. It's a false reality. Because really, he has that complex. He know he's inferior. But he projected that on you, man. All right? So anytime you have that demon conjure up in your mind, and through the spirit, you got to rebuke that, man. Because it's not real. All right? But hey, with that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. I'm going to take my butt to bed. And once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shah, by Shema Kakudash. Double honor to our elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Hey, the water for the brothers and sisters who were praying for me when the police pulled up. You know, it was all through the spirit. I think it went right into the live stream because hey, it never, all these live streams I did in my car, the live stream I did entitled, you know, before there's a victory, a demon comes. Then I get, you know, the police, I encounter the police. But through the spirit, you know, I was delivered. Nothing happened. But like I said, hey, the water for your prayers. But with that, hey, shalom.